6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. Sri Lanka reiterates continued cooperation with the UN in keeping with the Constitution and international obligations. Sri Lanka rejects the proposal for any external initiatives. State Minister Dr. Sudarshini Fernandapulle says it will be possible to open the country gradually from Monday. The government decides to make available duty-free concessions to Sri Lankan immigrant workers. 53,000 graduates will be recruited to public institutions soon. In foreign news, Hurricane Nicholas brings heavy rain to Texas and Louisiana. In sports cricket, South Africa cruised to take a 3 lead in the 5-match series against the West Indies. Addressing the 48th regular session of the United Nations Human Rights Commission, Foreign Minister G.L. Pires reiterated strong and continued cooperation with this Council and the United Nations mandated human rights system in keeping with the Constitution and international obligations. He said 12 years ago, Sri Lanka eradicated the LTTE terrorism on its soil. Sri Lanka has restored peace, security and stability for the benefit of the people. Sri Lanka is dealing with post-conflict recovery from the perspective of healing. Most recently, 16 LTTE cadres convicted of serious terrorist crimes were granted presidential pardons. The success of post-conflict demining, reconstruction and resettlement programs have contributed immensely to national reconciliation. The foreign minister said that despite the daily challenges of the devastating COVID-19 pandemic, the Office on Missing Persons as its core function is finalizing the list of missing persons in collaboration with other agencies. The Office for Reparations has processed 3,775 claims this year. The Office for National Unity and Reconciliation continues its 8-point action plan. The National Human Rights Commission is carrying on its mandate. A steering committee on SDG 16 is working towards enhancing peace, justice and strong institutions. A cabinet subcommittee was appointed to revisit the PTA and to bring it in line with international norms and best practices. A commission of inquiry headed by a sitting judge of the Supreme Court was established to address issues on accountability and missing persons and to revisit recommendations by previous commissions. Minister G.L. Pires said the government is maintaining vigorous engagement with civil society to obtain their insights and to harness their support in achieving reconciliation and development. He said Sri Lanka continues to investigate and prosecute the perpetrators of the appalling terrorist attacks on Easter Sunday in 2019, complying with due process of law in all respects. Sri Lanka rejects the proposal for any external initiatives purportedly established by Resolution 46/1, while domestic processes are vigorously addressing the relevant matters. This will polarize the society as experienced with Resolution 30/1. The Council must adhere to its founding principles. External initiatives embarked upon without the cooperation of the country concerned cannot achieve their stated goals and will be subject to politicization. Foreign Minister Professor Pires said the government is committed to achieving tangible progress on the entire range of issues relating to accountability, reconciliation, human rights, peace and sustainable development. State Minister Dr. Sudarshini Fernandapulle says it will be possible to open the country gradually from Monday. She pointed out that there is a reduction in coronavirus-infected patients and deaths. Meanwhile, Minister Namal Rajapaksa said that the country could be open soon. The vaccination drive is taking place successfully. He said that the country can be built economically and socially by keeping it open. The government has decided to make available duty-free concessions to Sri Lankan immigrant workers. It has been emphasized that regulations imposed by the central bank recently on essential goods are not relevant to them. If an immigrant worker returns to Sri Lanka after 1 year, the worker will get a duty-free concession of $1,000. The concession will be $500 if they return within 1 year or 3 months. It is $125 if the stay is less than 3 months. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking.
53,000 graduates who are under training will be recruited to public institutions within 3 months. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has entrusted several ministers with the responsibility of employing them. During the cabinet press briefing today, Minister Dalla Salahaperuma said if there are problems related to the payment of 20,000 rupees paid to the graduates, steps will be taken to solve the issues soon. He said that foreign travel by the ministers have been curtailed to the maximum level. Therefore, he said that there is no misuse of public funds. He added that the President attending the UN General Assembly is very important to the country. That's local news.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking. People's Bank Digital Banking, your ultimate convenience.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The Ministry of Health said 1,354 COVID-19 patients were discharged from medical care as they have recovered from the virus infection. This brings the total number of recoveries reported in the country to 415,649. Sri Lanka has recorded as many as 488,482 cases of COVID-19. More than 61,400 virus-infected patients are currently receiving treatment at hospitals, treatment centres and at homes. Meanwhile, the death toll from the novel coronavirus stands at 11,431.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Light.
The Department of Manpower and Employment has taken steps to hold a job market for youth. It will be held from the 7th to the 9th of next month. The job market and vocational guidance programs are scheduled to be held in 14 districts. The Director General of the Department, Anusha Gokula, said that more than 100 large-scale industries and business establishments have registered for the job market. She said that steps are being taken to register job seekers.
World News.
In world news headlines, Hurricane Nicholas brings heavy rain to Texas and Louisiana. A survey finds young people are very worried about climate change. Celebrities show off lavish outfits in New York Met Gala 2021. Hurricane Nicholas has made landfall on the Texas coast in the U.S., bringing heavy rain and the risk of life-threatening flooding. The hurricane strengthened from a tropical storm late on Monday before reaching land this morning. More than 280,000 power outages have already been reported in Texas. President Joe Biden declared an emergency in Louisiana and ordered federal assistance to the state. A new global survey illustrates the depth of anxiety many young people are feeling about climate change. Nearly 60% of young people approached said they felt very worried or extremely worried. The survey across 10 countries was led by Bath University in collaboration with 5 universities. More than 45% of those questioned said feelings about the climate affected their daily lives. 3/4 of them said they thought the future was frightening. Over 56% say they think humanity is doomed. The Met Gala, one of fashion's biggest and starriest events, has rolled out its red carpet in New York for some of the planet's best-known celebrities. Held to raise funds for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute, the gala returns after being cancelled last year due to the coronavirus pandemic. And although its famous guests must follow COVID-19 rules, including wearing masks indoors, that hasn't stopped many going for all-out glamour. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Hurricane Nicholas brings heavy rain to Texas and Louisiana. A survey finds young people are very worried about climate change. Celebrities show off lavish outfits in New York Met Gala 2021.
Sports news.
In cricket, the third T20 between Sri Lanka and South Africa will be played tonight at the R. Premadasa International Stadium in Colombo. The match is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. today. Batter Liz Lee continued a run of fine form with an unbeaten 78 that ensured South Africa cruised to the target of 158 set by the West Indies with 80 balls to spare in Coolidge in the third ODI. The win meant South Africa have an unassailable 3 lead in the series. South Africa made light work of the chase mainly through an opening stand of 122 between Lee and Laura Wilfdat, who scored a 68 ball 53, her second successive 50 in this series. Hiana Joseph took 2 wickets to finish with figures of 7.4 to 2.24 for 2. In Formula One news, Aston Martin says they are committed to Sebastian Vettel and are keen for him to race for them in 2022. Vettel, age 34, has a contractual option he can exercise to continue with the team after this season, which has a due date in the coming weeks. In football news, Brazilian legend Pelé is to be moved out of intensive care in the next day or two after having surgery to remove a tumour from his colon. The 80-year-old is being treated at the Albert Einstein Hospital in Sao Paulo. The 3-time World Cup winner has been having treatment at the hospital since the 31st of August after the tumour was detected in routine tests. That was sports news. And now in development news, Minister Dallas Alhaperuma said a policy decision has been taken at the cabinet meeting to make the country's electricity generation completely carbon depleted by the year 2050. Addressing the weekly cabinet meeting today, he said the cabinet approval was also granted for the policy decision taken by the government to meet 70% of the country's total electricity demand through renewable energy sources by the year 2030.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are. Download the NSB Pay app from the Play Store or the App Store for free now. For more information, call your nearest NSB branch or 0112 379 379. Conditions apply.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Sri Lanka Retailers Association recently entered in an MOU with the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce to organize the island's premier retail sector forum for the 5th successful year. This year's Sri Lanka Retail Forum theme, Recharging Retail Resilience Results, is scheduled on the 13th of October. The Sri Lanka Retailers Association is the sole industry body for this sector, representing 47 leading and national-level retail firms.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are.
And now in economic news, Sri Lanka's foreign currency reserve assets recouped in August after sinking to post-war low in July as the country took receipts of new foreign inflows to prop up its reserves, which came under severe pressure from foreign debt repayments and higher imports. Official reserve assets reached $3,550.7 million by the end of August from $2,805.9 million in July. That was economic news.
Weather report.
The Met Department says thunder showers will occur at times in the Sabaragamu and the western provinces and the Kandy, Nuwara Eliya, Galle and Vatra districts. Fairly heavy showers above 50 millimeters can be expected at some places. Several spells of showers will occur in the northwestern province. Thunder showers may occur at several places in the Uva and eastern provinces in the evening or night. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected in the northern and north central provinces and in the Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. Sri Lanka reiterates continued cooperation with the UN in keeping with the constitution and international obligations. Sri Lanka rejects the proposal for any external initiatives. State Minister Dr. Sudarshini Fernandopulle says it will be possible to open the country gradually from Monday. The government decides to make available duty-free concessions to Sri Lankan immigrant workers. 53,000 graduates will be recruited to public institutions soon. In foreign news, Hurricane Nicholas brings heavy rain to Texas and Louisiana. In sports cricket, South Africa cruise to take a 3 lead in the 5-match series against the West Indies. That concludes this news broadcast. You're with Radio Sri Lanka.